TDS just added a new tower, which is the Gatling Gun. This is the first tower in the game which you can actually manually control, turning TDS into a first-person shooter. It also happens to be incredibly overpowered and might just be the strongest tower we've ever seen in TDS. In this video, I'll be taking a look at its stats, values, and uses, then give my personal ranking of how good it is. So, hit that like button and subscribe, and let's get started. First off, it costs 5,000 cash to place, making it the second most expensive tower at level 0. It can be placed both on cliffs and normal ground. The tower has two modes, one being automatic, where you get a cute little version of yourself, and one being controlled, which you can enter by activating its ability. When automatic, it has a limited spread of range in which you can see enemies, so finding a good placement can be a bit difficult. However, if you use its ability and control it, you can attack wherever you want and target whichever enemy. Also, when being controlled, it can hit multiple enemies with each shot, which isn't the case when it's automatic. The Gatling Gun has a set amount of ammo at each level, and once that runs out, you have to reload before firing again. At level 0, it'll deal 6 damage, has a fire rate of 0.15, 25 range, 50 ammo, 3 pierce, and 30 DPS. Even though it has 3 pierce, only the first 2 enemies take 100% of the damage, while the third one takes 50%. At level 1, for a total of 8,000 cash, it deals 8 damage, has a fire rate of 0.15, 30 range, 50 ammo, 3 pierce, and 40 DPS. At level 2, for a total of 16,250 cash, it deals 12 damage, has a fire rate of 0.15, 30 range, 100 ammo, 3 pierce, and 70.6 DPS. At level 3, for a total of 33,750 cash, it deals 18 damage, has a fire rate of 0.12, 35 range, 200 ammo, 3 pierce, and 138.5 DPS. It also gains hidden detection, however that only really matters for the automatic mode. If you're controlling the Gatling Gun yourself, you can attack hidden enemies at any level. At level 4, for a total of 68,750 cash, it deals 28 damage, has a fire rate of 0.09, 45 range, 200 ammo, 3 pierce, and 280 DPS. At level 5, for a total of 128,750 cash, it deals 55 damage, has a fire rate of 0.09, 50 range, 400 ammo, 3 pierce, and 523.8 DPS. Finally, at level 6, for a total of 228,750 cash, it deals 100 damage, has a fire rate of 0.09, 50 range, 600 ammo, 3 pierce, and 1000 DPS. So, this tower has by far the highest DPS in the game, with 1000 DPS at max level being absolutely ridiculous. And considering its pierce, it can pretty consistently have up to 2.5 thousand DPS. For comparison, the previous strongest tower in the game was the max level turret, which deals 429.69 DPS. That's not even a fifth of what the Gatling Gun can get. However, it's also by far the most expensive tower, needing 228,750 cash to max out. While that is expensive, if we assume it's hitting 3 enemies, that gives it a value of 10.93 DPS per 1k spent, which is amazing. Again, to compare, the accelerator at max level only has a value of 5.19. Whenever you can, you should be aiming the tower by yourself, as otherwise it's pretty limited by its strange automatic range, and it can't hit multiple enemies. But if you are controlling it yourself, not only does it have crazy DPS, but an insane range of 50, which is as much as a maxed out ranger. So basically, it has full map range at max level. This makes it super consistent, as you can basically catch any leaks. You might think the reload time of 6 seconds can be an issue, however, it can attack for 54 seconds straight before running out of ammo, so usually you can just reload in between waves. Also, because you can target specific enemies, this makes the Gatling Gun really good at taking out summoners like the Necromancer. This makes it very useful, as sometimes it can be hard to attack when surrounded by tanky bosses. On top of all this, the Gatling Gun can attack hidden and flying enemies, giving you really good coverage. I'd recommend placing it in front of a straight path, so you can make the most of its pierce. It does however have a couple disadvantages. First of all, having to manually target it can be a little annoying, since you can't really go AFK when using it. Sure, it does have an automatic mode, but its range is really bad. This might make it a bad option for grinding, however, its insane value and DPS is definitely worth it if you aren't too lazy. It can let you speedrun much faster, resulting in more coins. Another issue is that it only has a placement limit of 1. This makes sense, as you couldn't control multiple anyways, and it really isn't that big of a deal. 2.5 thousand DPS is insane, and it's so expensive that I highly doubt you would get multiple anyways. This does however make it much better in squads, as you can get 4 of them instead of just 1. Also, just a fun fact, if you buff it with every single support tower and every consumable, it has a DPS of 7,776. At that point, you genuinely don't need any other towers. You can easily win using only the Gatling Gun and some support towers. Needless to say, the Gatling Gun is an incredible tower that's also a ton of fun to use. I'm obviously going to rank it as an S+, and if you have the expensive 35,000 coins needed and you're level 175, you should definitely buy it. And with that, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about this tower and if you agree with my ranking. And if you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to join the Blue Head Mafia. Also, if you want to talk to me, consider checking out my Discord. We got some pretty cool features, like a custom party finder bot that will automatically pair you up with other people who are trying to do the same strategy. strategy. There's a link to the server pinned in the comments. And finally, I want to give a huge shout out to these channel members for supporting my content. If you want to add me as a friend on Roblox or get early access to some of my videos, consider becoming a channel member. It helps me out a lot and I really appreciate it. Anyways, that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.